Alright, if there's any issues here, let us know. I've already set up the scoreboard assistant and all, and let's get straight into the first game between Prismatic Shirt and Marmu here. Would you like to do player introductions?
Sure. Got a little bit of lag coming in, but hopefully it'll... There we go. Maybe one of these players on PS4? No, I don't think so, because it would have cleared up.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, no. A wonderful start. It's not a tooth... Oh, wait. Hang on. It's clearing up. All right. In the bottom left, we've got our player Marmu here. And their opponent to the right, Prismatic Blissey.
A.k.a. Prismatic Shirt.
So what do you think? Which map is this? Let me consult my poll. You're more familiar than I am.
This one is called Glacier, made by Kalaru here. And
oh, okay, yeah, this is the new one Clara was talking about. So I was considering this like a mid-range, like medium-sized map, and I think that might be about right. You know, both players have reasonable access to some naturals. You got a third base that's got a little bit of a wonky kind of ramp to get to out of the main, but it's still close by. So I think that's a pretty cool design.
Yeah, if you actually look at the big mills here, like the ones you start with, the closest in just a straight line is actually not the closest mill. Like, it looks like you get up because there's a ramp, but the ramp is only on one side here. This weird cliff is just in the way. So,
yeah,
you actually have to build towards the center of the map here, which could incentivize aggression, but if the game goes longer, the third mill is relatively safe. Of course,
yeah,
you could definitely harass on this here. There's plenty of paths to run lizards around.
You've got to kind of run up near that, like, abandoned shed to get to your third, you know? It's not that direct route. And I like that design a lot, to be honest, because otherwise it wouldn't be as interesting if you could quickly get to the third. You know, you got to really consider your position. And like you said, I think the goal entering the mid-game here for either player is to, for one, make sure you have control of your own double high ground there with the third base with that, like, abandoned shed. And then for two, try to start pushing out towards your opponent's high ground and start taking over there, you know?
Indeed. It's also interesting to see the middle of this map. You don't really want to be in the middle of the map. It's just on low ground, and you can be attacked from both sides, you know, if they don't have the high ground. So that's very risky, but at the same time, still the fastest map to get from your natural expand to their natural expand. So players might just...
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. That is cool. But here we go. It's been one base so far, and Prismatic's moving out now with some squirrels.
Marmu's retreating here from the fight here, a little bit afraid to take it. And now in comes the fight here. Prismatic actually...
Chameleon Warren just targeted down immediately.
Yeah, and while Marmu does take the fight itself, it seems... Ooh, just barely. He did lose the Chameleon Warren, so I think that actually went in Prismatic's favor.
Yeah. That was good. And that's a risk you kind of take when you get caught in this, like, extended tier 1 chicken, you know, where we're both just building more and more Warrens. You try to get that tier 2 Warren down, and Prismatic took advantage of that timing very nicely. I actually didn't check their vision. It could have just been chance, but if they scouted that tier 2 out and then decided to push, that would have been a really smart move, you know?
Yeah. You could definitely also critique Marmu's placement of T2 Warren. It was just on the very front. Whereas when it comes to T2 Warrens, you might want to play them more safe behind either your own other Warrens or behind your picks.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's kind of what you got that little pocket spot in the back for those juicy tier 2, tier 3 units.
Yeah, and we see Marmu actually doing the same here again, so that might be something Marmu has to look out for in the future. Might want to remember not to build T2 Warrens on the front.
Yeah, and kind of neat. This was a really late second base from both sides. I like how Prismatic is playing
here,
this
running
out.
right into the right into the mine here. Will Marmu be able to win with the mine damage? It seems like Marmu's just gonna roll over Prismatic Blissey's.
Oh my god, that was because of the mine. I was looking right at it.
Yeah, the mine there just blew up there and gave a lot of damage to Prismatic's army here, meaning that Marmu just had such a good advantage coming into this. Prismatic might get some camps up now, but I don't think it's enough to keep these squirrels out. Definitely
Marmu just won that engagement very handily. I guess that AoE damage on the big clump of squirrels gave him a very nice edge.
Indeed,
coming in to try to seal the deal.
Indeed, now his own camps are coming in there, and he's taking out all of Prismatic's warrants here. Prismatic doesn't really have much defense left. Just this one cam here now sneaking in to do something, but he's already lost a second mill, so I don't think that he's going to make it. He's not going to win this game at all, and Prismatic knows this, and he quits.
Very good. That was interesting. I really thought Prismatic was going to have that after that first attack, but man, that mine really showing. What do you think about the mine after the recent nerf? Because I feel like players are a little bit more hesitant on it. We kind of agree it's not as powerful. Is that correct? But it really seemed like it won Marmu the game right there.
Its power level isn't lower. It's just harder to hit it because it deals the same damage as last patch. Its activation range has just been reduced along with having less slow on the day. So the power is still as good as last patch.
Yeah.
Okay. So as long as you can hit it, it's still doing all the damage from before.
That's a good point. Yeah, I remember it got changed. I thought it was the damage. That was a Toad AoE, right? The Toad AoE got lowered.
Alright, next map has been decided. Prismatic has said they want Highway 404 as the next map to be played.
This is one that can get spicy. I'm interested what Prismatic selects here. I think you got a lot of interesting choices for this map. That middle ground that is within build distance for either player.
Indeed.
It's pretty interesting.
Of course, I've also told Marmu what the map is. They shouldn't be going blind to this. I've told them the map is Highway 404. So
you screwed up you messed up the scoreboard. Thanks, Premium Bo. It should be Marmu 1, Prismatic 0.
My bad. Fixed it.
Yeah, I do it all the time too, man. Well, while you're doing that, on the left side, up one match, we've got Marmu, and his opponent to the right's Prismatic Blissey, or Prismatic for short.
So, Highway 404, you've been pretty excited about this map. Do you want to talk about it briefly?
I've been hyped, and it's mainly because I really like units like ferrets and balloons and foxes and stuff, and we see a little bit of that here from Marmu. I'm curious if the ferrets are going to be a bit more, ferrets are good. It's hard to say viable as the right word. I want you to
continue, Delphius, but look at what Prismatic is doing here.
Yeah, of course. And this is kind of an interesting... I wonder why he chose this map for a 4-farm double. This is a pretty short rush distance, I suppose.
The rush distance itself is short, and we're going to see 2 Lysses incoming here. Is he going to be able to make it? Is the commander going to die? Is he just going to throw away the
no!
No, he throws away, but the Lysses is still going to be able to go in and take out the pick there, so there is value in the rush.
And you know what? I'll trade 2 lizards for a pig.
Yeah, he still made it work out despite the bad micro and from his commander there just, rounding it in. He's going to try and move in here with the Lysses. That unguarded farm is going to be picked off. And he's going to move in and keep going. Maybe he overextends here and doesn't really get more. 4 Lysses for a farm might be a little bit questionable. But if we look at his economy here, he does have the farm up before Marmu does. So overall, it seems like he's actually getting a bit of advantage from this.
Yeah, it's kind of neat because most of the times when you open the 4-farm double, you run the risk of it's like, well, you got a little bit of damage done, but your opponent has more farms anyways. Yeah. But Prismatic killing 2 farms and able to get his 5th up and running.
All right, in comes the fight here. Fight's going in here, but this is just not good at fighting in these tight corridors here. So Prismatic's actually going to lose them to Marmu here, and Marmu's going to retreat here victorious in this little scuffle, but Marmu isn't going to push his advantage here.
Yeah, that choke point real rough for lizards because they need to find that tile before they can really attack, So when the squirrels are packed in really close like that, and they have that long range, they're definitely advantageous there for Marmu.
Indeed. We see also Marmu going in with a mine here, ready for lizards to try and engage again, perhaps.
Now, has Prismatic seen... Okay, he knows the mine's there.
He knows it's there? Good.
Yeah, he saw vision on it.
Oh, he sold his Lizard Warren. Is Marmu gonna move in on that? There's such an opening here after having sold that. He only has 3 lists to defend himself, but it doesn't seem like Marmu's catching on to it. And Marmu isn't going to take advantage of the sell on the Lizard Warren.
Yeah, and I like... It makes sense you want to eventually try to transition over to squirrels here, maybe, but I do like that Prismatic at least kept 3 lizards there. Didn't sell both warrants.
Indeed, that's gonna let him get his defenses up quicker. But I do think on Marmu, Marmu should really have tried to take advantage of the hole in the defense here.
Yeah, absolutely, And Marmu too ended up getting to 8 farms a little bit faster than Prismatic Blissey did. On the income graph, it's not crazy different, So both players kind of got there on 8 farms reasonably, with the little bit of early game damage, Prismatic picking off a couple farms, but he did lose several lizards for that, and then Marmu won that engagement kind of in the middle of the map. So I feel like they're about even at this point.
Maybe
It's still anybody's game.
I'd give a slight advantage to Marmu. Marmu's also having the tech lead with that cam almost.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Having that tier 2 warren there is big.
Yeah, so I'd give Marmu the advantage here in this case.
Again, though, late second bases from both players. Typically you see people try to expand around 230 depending on what they're doing, and we're hitting the 4-minute mark, close to 5 before either of these guys. Looks like Prismatic now wants to get that second base up and running. So I'm curious if he wants to transition to a mid game or if that's a bait and switch. Just because you build the gristmill doesn't mean you have to actually commit to farms on it.
Exactly, or that he even has to build it. He still has the option to sell it until it's finished constructing, which doesn't seem to be the case because the mill has finished constructing now.
All right, Prismatic wants to take it to the mid game, and Marmu taking their own gristmill, probably in response to seeing Prismatics, if I had to guess. So yeah, we might need to buckle in here for a moment, Jet, and see where these guys want to take this.
Indeed, Marmu also going up for 4 cams now, still holding on to that little bit of a tech lead here.
4 cams is nasty. Once you get up to 4 of those, especially with tier 1. But here we go, an engagement coming in.
Yeah, I like it really. Oh, the toad explosions are pretty big on that one. Just gets to take out all of the lizards along with hitting the camps at the same time. And that's going to allow Marmu to just roll in here. He uses the tight choke point here to his advantage with Squirrels having the superior range. And that just allows him to roll in on Prismatic's base here.
That's insane. Marmu just trucking through yet again. Really cool. Nice, Marmu won those engagements, both games, a lot harder than I thought they would on paper. Look at that army graph. Those toads just got such good connections there.
Indeed, very well played from both players here, and I'm now going to continue trying to manage the tournament.